Good morning. I'm Karen Pagano. I live in South Florida in the United States. I'm part of the 300-hour yoga teacher training, and this is my teaching video. I want to welcome anyone from India who is viewing this, and I also want to welcome my students who have so kindly donated their time to me so that I would have someone to teach to as I record this class. So thank all of you for being here. This has been a beautiful journey. I'm very excited to be recording this video to receive this 300-hour training. I received my 200-hour training in 2004, so this has been a long time coming, so I'm very excited. So why don't we begin in a seated, comfortable position, or easy seated pose. Let's take a moment to set up well. Let's allow the legs to extend with the knees bent. Let's find our low ribs with our fingers and let's line our hands up with those low ribs. Then let's find the height of the knees so that the knees are exactly lined up with the low ribs. The knees are hip distance apart, the feet are hip distance apart. Let's take that left leg and let's bend it so that the ankle is directly below that right knee. And then let's gently bend that right leg, heel toeing that ankle so that it is directly below the left knee. Great. Then we soften, finding this comfortable seat, easy seated position. We allow the sits bones to ground, melting into Mama Earth. And then we feel her energy rising up through the spine. As the sits bones press, creating more length in the spine, the shoulders are soft, the chin is slightly in and back to release the back of the neck. And we feel that energy from Mama Earth rising all the way up to the top of the head, creating a little tingling sensation there. We can have the hands right on the thighs. The shoulders are soft, the elbows are soft. Can bring tip of the index finger to tip of the thumb for our mudra, for concentration. The other three fingers spread gently away. The belly is lightly drawn in. And just notice your breath for a few moments. Notice as a smile, a gentle smile, finds its way onto your face. Bring that smile up right into the forehead so that you feel your forehead smile. As you sit with eyes closed, we'll begin with our mantra. You will hear the sound of the shruti playing. If you know the mantra, feel free to join in. If you do not know the mantra, feel free to merely listen. And we'll pause in the silence after the mantra. Vishnu Guru Deva Keeping the eyes closed for just a few more moments, bringing the palms together at the heart center. Allowing the chin to gently release towards the chest. Slowly and gently with breath, bringing the head back to neutral. Releasing the palms, slowly and gently. Opening your eyes. So today's class is going to be all on the floor, reclining postures. They're beautiful sequences that we can put together for a class on the ground. For any of you who, and many of my students, you do have a few little issues with your backs, a few car accidents, that sort of thing. So I thought a reclining class would be a beautiful, gentle way to practice together, to open our hearts and open our minds. So why don't we just go ahead and begin on our backs. Let's find our way. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the earth. The tailbone is lengthening down. The knees are hip distance apart, the feet are hip distance apart. Well, I'll be turning my head to speak with you and to gaze at you. And let's specify, your nose will continue to shoot towards the sky. Your chin slightly in and back, just a tiny bit as we did in meditation, to keep that back of the neck nice and long. You're going to lose a little bit of my body, as you all know. I am a tall drink of water, and so my home is actually not big enough for me to pull back the camera and stand. So we'll lose a little bit of my feet perhaps, but that's all right. So let's begin first by placing the hands, palms down on the belly. Shoulders are soft, jaw is soft. And as you breathe here, notice how the low back, the pelvis, the back of the pelvis is melting, spreading out in all directions, melting into Mama Earth. And then slowly and gently gather energy in the belly by gently drawing it in. And let's bring that right thigh in towards the chest. Let's interlace the fingers right around the calf. Let's soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. And allow, with just a little bit of pulling in, the thigh to come towards the chest and perhaps a little bit outside the ribs. Gently feeling the squish in the belly. Now you're welcome to stay right here. This is a beautiful variation, knee to chest. If you choose, you can extend that left leg long upon the earth. And when we do that, perhaps the thigh gently pulls away a bit on this right side. If you've chosen to extend the left leg long on the earth, the mental thought is self. I allow my left leg to become heavy. Self, my left leg becomes heavy. Self, my left leg is heavy. Without creating tension in the neck or shoulders, that right thigh glides in a little bit closer. Beautiful. Now slowly and gently, we're going to move our hands from the calf to the back of this right thigh. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. Allow the toes to start to track towards the sky. The thigh is coming in gently towards the belly and chest. The leg is going towards extension. You can keep a soft knee here for those of you who are watching your backs. I'm going to stay in the modification with the soft knee with you. As the leg energetically is reaching, and physically, towards the ceiling, you may notice the thigh moves a little further away from the torso.
Good. The pelvis is remaining even. Self, my left leg is heavy. My left leg is heavy upon the earth. Very often we use the opposite side of the body to help the side we're actively working. So when we ask the other side to soften and melt, ideally then those muscles aren't active right now while we are isolating this right side, this right leg. Just one more long, slow, deep, absolutely gorgeous breath right here. Beautiful. Then we slowly and gently glide the hands up towards the calf. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. Perhaps the leg comes closer to the torso, perhaps not. So we pause and breathe here. Self, my left leg is heavy. My left leg is heavy. And we notice the release and the opening in right. Always remembering, yoga meets us each and every morning exactly where we are. So we always honor our body by noticing where it is and practicing from there rather than pushing, pulling hard, and striving to create a shape that we may have seen in a yoga book. This is part of the beauty of the practice, that we are getting full benefits of every shape that we create, as long as we're honoring where we are. Now here we go. We're gathering energy in the belly, gently drawing it in. We're going to gently lift up the head and neck. So we support ourselves with the belly. And we walk the hands up towards the ankle, bringing the nose towards the shin. Good. If you need to soften the knee a bit, you can see I am holding with a softened knee. I'm using a variation. If it's easeful for you to lengthen the leg completely, by all means do so. Chin is gently in a bit to keep the back of the neck long. Self, my left leg is softened. My left leg is soft. Good. 2 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths right here. No rush. When you have completed your second breath, walking the hands down the legs, allowing the shoulders and the back of the head to melt onto the earth. Now we're going to soften this right leg, bringing the thigh just to the edge, outside edge of the rib cage on this right side. The knee is softening, and we'll reach up. Sometimes we hold the outside of foot. There are variations here. Some people like to hold the inside arch of the foot. Some people like to hold the heel. They're all correct. And if you cannot reach any of those, you can hold calf. You can also hold back of thigh. So we're going to go into a reclining lunge. I'm going to reach up and hold back of heel this morning. That's what's calling me. But again, as the right thigh starts to melt, you're going to allow the shoulder to come back into the socket, and you're going to allow the thigh to just slightly go outside this right rib cage. Then we want to bring energy into this left leg. You'll notice that my left knee has risen up. So I have 2 choices here. Self, I allow the left leg to lengthen, and I can put some energy in it by flexing through that heel, through the foot, and lengthening that leg more. So that's what we can be doing there. The other alternative, again, if it's too much, just soften that left leg, place the foot flat on the earth. So here we go. If you're choosing to lengthen, the foot is flexed. Now, that may mean you slightly come out on this right side. So if you do and you need to change your hand position, do so, making sure the shoulder is in the socket rather than being yanked out. Good. We're breathing here. This left arm is in a happy place. Often for me, it's just laying it on the abdomen on the left side. Chin is slightly in and back to allow the back of the neck to release. The jaw is soft. And as we breathe here in this reclining lunge, notice the space. Notice the joy. We pause here for 3 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths. When you have completed your 3rd breath, place that left hand on the back of the thigh so that you can easily, without any drama, release the hold of the foot and ankle. Soften the leg. Place that right foot on the earth. Then glide the leg long. Palms are up, resting for a few breaths in Shavasana, noticing the effects of our practice so far. Doesn't that feel absolutely delicious? Noticing the difference, right side versus left side body. Who knew we were holding that much tension? So let's make that left side feel as yummy and delicious as this right side. So once again, let's bend the knees, placing the feet flat on the earth. The knees are hip distance apart. The feet are hip distance apart. Shoulders soft, chin back and down. Let's slowly and gently glide the opposite leg now, the left leg, in towards the chest. Let's interlace the fingers. If you remember the hold that you did last time, just move the fingers up or down 1 digit, and you'll be doing the opposite hold. It will probably be the hold that does not feel familiar. And then as we allow this left thigh to come in towards the chest, maybe a tiny bit outside the ribs, we'll make a choice for the opposite leg. So you're welcome to stay right here. Honor your body, honor where you are this morning. If you choose, you can extend that right leg long on the earth, if that's very easeful for your body. We go into that little self-talk, self. I allow my left leg to melt. Self, my left leg softens. And we feel the gentle squish on this left side now, as we are gently squeezing the internal organs, creating health, balance, and throughout this whole practice, creating a state of homeostasis, balance in every system. Ever so slowly and gently, we're going to move the hands behind the thigh. And then we're going to allow the foot to start to track up towards the sky. Fingers stay interlaced. Feel free to have a little bit of a bend in the leg if that calls to you. The thigh's coming towards you, but there's a extension through that left leg as it reaches towards the sky. You may have a little trembling in your leg. No worries, it's just the energy flowing through.
At this point in our lives, those of you who are my regular students, you know I am 58, and we are all in our senior years. So sometimes our bodies have a few quirks at this point in life. So we really do honor any of the variations. We honor where our bodies are. And then let's walk the hands up towards the calf. Many of you know I've shared before, I've had a few car accidents, unfortunately. Maybe I need a driver. So there are a few quirks, I like to call them, in the spine. So it's okay to have a bent knee. It's okay if we need to modify. Much of this training, the physical postures, the asana, we had a lot of vinyasa and a lot of ashtanga. So it's been incredible. However, knowing my body, I modified almost every posture. Does not make me a bad yogi. Right? We always meet ourselves where we are. This practice is always available to us, no matter what condition, mind, body, or spirit may be in. Slowly and gently taking all the time in the world, gathering energy in the belly, gently drawing that belly in. A little bit of an extension through that leg that is on the earth, the right leg. Gently walking the hands up, lifting the head, the shoulders. We hold gently onto the ankles. And we breathe right here. It's an extension through the heel. On that right leg, self, my right leg melts into Mama Earth. We breathe, creating the shape. Slowly and gently, gliding the hands down the leg, we're going to soften the knee. We're going to go into that reclining lunge. Now, if you're unable to hold the same spot as you could on the other side, remember life has happened to us in our 50s and 60s, and one of you is 70 and one of you is 82, I happen to know, that's watching today. So if on this opposite side you cannot hold the same spot, that's okay. We go where we can, allow the shoulder to sink back into the socket. The opposite leg is long. Gently drawing the belly in, remembering to keep that gently pulled in to support all the postures, and an energy long through the extended leg, flexing through that foot. Good. We're awakening with our practice the 72,000 nadis, lines of energy, through our body. Three more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths right here.
Absolutely no rush. When you are ready, bringing your hand outside the thigh, the right hand outside the left thigh, so that you can gently guide the foot down towards the earth again. Releasing the arms by the sides, gliding that leg long, resting right here in Shavasana for a few moments. Beautiful. Slowly and gently, placing the feet flat on the earth. Rolling over towards your belly. Going to strengthen the low back and do a little bit of a back bend here. Bhujangasana, Cobra. So we find our way onto our bellies. I'm going to stay up just a little bit because otherwise my microphone will be in the ground. Forehead is on the earth. The hands are by your sides. So first we set up. From the belly, we lengthen the legs long into the earth, gently pressing the top of the feet, inner thighs hugging, tailbone lengthening. On an inhale, lifting up, allowing the chin to release forward, no weight in the hands. Breathing. Just holding here for a few moments. Stimulating what I call the happiness line of energy, that front, right up the center, the front body. And slowly and gently, releasing the head towards the earth. Pushing gently up and back into an infant's posture, a child's posture, where we sink the hips on the heels, the arms released by the sides, palms are up, and just softening over the legs, melting, forehead towards the earth. Slowly and gently, inhaling up. Let's find our way onto our backs once again. Starting off with knees bent, feet flat, just let the back of the pelvis melt and spread. We're going to do a very easeful twist. Let's allow the arms to release out to the sides. Shoulders are soft. Let's bring those thighs in towards the chest. And let's release the legs over towards this right side first. Outer edge of that leg comes to the earth and the other leg comes along. This left shoulder stays on the earth, gently gliding the chin towards that left shoulder. Just breathing right here. Slowing the class down, coming into a little more silence as we practice. One more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breath right here. To come out of this posture, gather energy in your belly. If you choose, you can glide one leg up and the other will follow along if that's more easeful for your back. You can also hug the thighs together and bring them out together. We're simply going to allow the legs to melt towards the opposite side. This right shoulder stays planted on the earth. The chin gently moves towards the right. When the chin turns, it allows the head to follow. One more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breath right here. When you're ready, gather energy in your belly. Whether one leg at a time or both legs together, bring your legs back up to center. Placing the feet flat on the earth. Pause for a moment as you glide your arms by your sides. Palms are up, noticing the effects of that yummy, delicious twist. In just a moment, I'll be talking you into your Shavasana. You may see me move to a seated position. You've not missed anything, no worries. I will, as always, I'll be sitting, holding space for you while you are in Shavasana. So as you start to melt towards your Shavasana, allow the legs to melt heavy onto Mama Earth. Arms relax. Chin is slightly in and back, back of neck is released, back of head, shoulders, arms, torso, legs, feet, all melt into Mama Earth. As you pause in the silence, allowing the benefits of this practice to integrate, know that for the next few minutes, there is absolutely nothing left for you to do but to just let go.
ever. So slowly and gently feel yourselves returning to the body by starting with very small moves of gently wiggling the fingers and wiggling those toes. When you're ready, gently rolling the head one way and slowly and gently rolling it the other. When you are ready, reaching arms overhead, stretching fingers to toes in a good morning stretch. And then slowly and gently gliding the thighs in towards the chest. Just give those thighs a sweet, gentle hug. Rolling over onto the right side in a fetal position. Just pause there for a few breaths. And slowly and gently pushing up to our comfortable, easy seated position or Virasana. So we will close with 3 Oms, with the chant Asatoma Satgamaya. So we feel that gentle smile on the face, the gentle smile on the forehead. You can bring your palms together at heart center, or Anjali Mudra, balancing left and right sides of brain. You'll hear the Shruti play once again. Nice and easeful with our 3 Oms. We'll inhale for Om. Thank you to all the beautiful instructors at Bhakti Yogashala in Rishikesh, India. Thank you to my students who have joined me in this class virtually today. It is always an honor and a sincere pleasure to share this practice with each and every one of you. With deepest gratitude, we bow our heads and say, Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. Have an absolutely amazing day.